Good morning. My name is Siyabonga Mailula, and I live in South Africa, where people follow the wrong trends, such as substance abuse, teenage pregnancy, and gender-based violence. The list just doesn't end. Like everybody else, I have my ideal South Africa. Let me tell you about my ideal South Africa. It's a place where there's equal opportunity for all classes. A place where there's understanding of people and their environment. My ideal South Africa is where the young is educated about the premature sex, which leads to teenage pregnancy and fatherless children. How alcohol and substance abuse is not the way to pass time. I wish there were more open facilities for the youth, in which are for privileged and non-privileged children. Lastly, my ideal South Africa is where the leaders of South Africa cared more about the youth as they are coming up. I want to belong to a place where the youth is the change. Well, that's my ideal South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Awesome one, nice one. Yo, it's so inspiring ukwazi ukuthi ikusasa la Mzansi Afrika lisezandleni ezifana nalezi. Siyabonga Mayilula, sibonge kakhulu ngaleyo nkondlo yakho osinike yona namhlanje. Sinibingelele sinamukele kulesiqephu sanamhlanje, a special edition of uhlelo lwe-Daily Theta, igama ngumxolisi wakwaMasango kanti uSilo Sengakana sign language interpreter wethu wanamhlanje. Bukelo we-Daily Theta, 100 Rise Global Leaders, yona into ebaluleke kakhulu and esikhuluma ngayo namhlanje kuyona uhlelo phela olisiza abantu abaningi kakhulukazi ulusha between the ages of 15 and 17 ngokuthi babazame phela babanike a hand up instead of a hand out ukuthi bababeke in a better position ukuthi bakwazi ukuba exposed to ama opportunities ahlukahlukene. Kusenjalo ke siyazi ukuthi siyisizwe sihlangabezana nengqinamba eziningi kodwa senza kanjani ukuthi si overcome siyisizwe kanjalo. Njengoba namhlanje senze le collaboration nabo of course baka 100 Rise Global Winners, kubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi si amplify wonke lama voices wolusha namhlanje as we ask ukuthi are we really doing enough singemiphakathi to ensure ukuthi we give rise to the next breed of global shapeshifters. Bukeli we-Daily Theta lo hlelo leli is so inspiring ngendlela yokuthi namhlanje sinalabo bantu abasha abazobe bashare stories zabo nathi ukuthi basitshele ukuthi nabo benzani ukuthi benze umehluko emiphakathini yangakibo. Nawe wenzani lapho ekhaya ukuthi wenze ushintsho emphakathini wangakini? Sazise ke inkundleni zethu zokuxhumana sikhona ku Facebook, Twitter kanye na ku Instagram. Ungasifonela futhi ku 011 339 1315. Niyazi ukuthi hlezi kuyintokozo ukuzwa ukuthi nina nithini lapha emakhaya. Ake sizwe ukuthi ke masiye estradini nina neyena thini awasizwe futhi na ku social media qala ukuthi nitheni masinibuza ukuthi nina ngabe nenzani emiphakathini yangakini to bring about change. Thetha uMashabela ku Facebook athi our youth is facing serious challenges of unemployment and we can't always blame the government. Each year, universities produce graduates that don't have skills and experience to fill available jobs within the job market. It is difficult for government to provide each graduate with employment. #Daily Theta. Siyazi ke ukuthi futhi siyisizwe we face a whole lot of challenges. Isimo somnotho esintengantengayo ngapha siyazi ukuthi ne-leadership ukuthi utenga as well. Kodwa it's always inspiring to have ulusha who always have solutions to our problems lawo esinawo. Nangokukhutso siye sakhulumisana naye ukumbuza ukuthi yena ngabe wenza njani emphakathini wangakibo ukuthi abe shapeshifter nokuthi kubaluleke kangakanani ukuba shapeshifter ukuthi uma usubone iproblem emphakathini wangakini uthi these are the solutions I can bring uphakamisa isandla. That's very inspiring. Take a look at his story.
I'm from Alexander, originally from Mpumalanga in Siyabuswa. Yeah, I think there's potential in them, making a change in community if they show enough dedication. If like habaka participate more the group activities by agodi community gathering ba etsa di-group tsa bona tsa ho ba agisetsa di opportunity for bona ba ye ko sekolong like ba late bana ba bang ba di-encourage. There's too much crime rate in Alexander currently, and bullying too. People like they bully each other in schools, and there's also a matter of smoking and bad influences in schools. There's too much of that in schools and also in the streets. Without any problem, and there's no help for them. No, I think we have potential. I mean, currently from Thaloganyaka, Alibonsi now, Marahona, no, there's potential. There are people I know who are trying to build the community up and have brilliant ideas. They just don't have the dedication to execute them. First of all, they should have discipline and they should have dedication. Like dedication is important. Kaban bana ba mo sekolong like le ba mo starting abana dedication. Baka etsa ntwena for like 2 months, maybe even sometimes 3 weeks, and then ba give up. Ba buyele ko di dilo tsene ba di etsa before without taking a second thought gore ba inagana gore ntwe ba etsang e tlo ba affecta in the future.
Yep, ama building blocks wekusasa lakho aqala namhlanje kungakho namhlanje in the special edition of uhlelo lapho khona sithe join hands kanye na100 Rise Global Winners. Sithena kubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi sibe nalenkulumo ukuthi as much as siulusha sineyinkinga emphakathini yangakithi ukuthi sibe nabantu abasha who say look, ngiphakamisa isandla and ngifuna ukwenza ushintsho and I'm bringing about solutions. Nothing is as inspiring as that. Mbukeli we Daily Theta senjalo ke we never have these conversations by ourselves. Kungakho namhlanje futhi sithe full house nabantu abazobe bakhuluma nathi namhlanje ngale nkulumo ebaluleke kakhulu esinayo namhlanje ukuthi how do we bring about change, how do we come up with solutions to inkinga lezi esinazo. Studio audience joins us namhlanje sine full house once again. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you ohlelweni. Welcome. Okay, Fethi ngizoqala ngawe ngapha mhlambe ake sikhulume mhlambe ngale inhlangano yakho o part of yona nokuthi nilenza kanjani ushintsho emphakathini.
Mina ngegama ngumuzi am recovering addict. Actually vele mina bengibhema ama drugs community yazi. Yabo ngaba iphathi ama Africa HIV and AIDS and substance abuse. Because ngiyabona must give back to the community with their young kids. They must know that they cannot bapema drugs or use utshwala successful. They should not go the way mina ngihambe ngayo ngoba basically sinokuya ekolweni to carry a message. And to those who are still suffering, we assist them to go to rehab. Nabantwana siyaba assista for ama homework, after care, sibafundisa ama traditional dance, drama. Siba keep up busy nje ukuthi babe free from drugs.
Mfethu ngicela ukubuza ke so recover from yiphi substance mfethu?
Mina basically ngi-recover from all substance because bengibhema idaga, yayiskileta ngabhema imanrex, yayiskileta ngabhema inyawupe, ngabhema ikristali, ngaphuza utshwala. No, I'm recovering from all substance, mal-uptarim substance.
Mfethu sithanda ukukubonga si-Daily Theta SABC for lo msebenzi owenzayo ukuthi usebenzisa i-journey yakho to recovery to inspire umphakathi wakho. Thank you so much. We need abantu abafana nawe indeed. Mfethu ake size ngapha kuwena ukuthi wena ngabe wenza njani to inspire change emphakathini.
Yes, my name is Imran Makama. I've been actively involved with community development since 2010. Youth-based actually programs. So I'm currently heading an organization called Africa Young Entrepreneurs as the head of state in South Africa. So basically we are planning to do these entrepreneurial programs across the country in all 9 provinces, 52 districts to be directly. So we are planning basically to do these programs to inspire youth to participate basically in the different economic streams in the country, and to cap the issue obviously of unemployment, where we've seen about 60% of what we call of the country's youth being unemployed. So we are currently seeking to play our role in dealing with issues of unemployment and also inspiring a great number of youth to participate in the economy of article of this country.
Indeed, inspiring. Sibonge kakhulu mfethu, and that is why we're having lo hlelo lwalamhlanje in conjunction with 100 Rise Global Winners. Lapho sithi khona umuntu omusha wena wenza njani to bring about change emphakathini wangakini. And are we doing enough thina singimiphakathi ourselves to ensure ukuthi we inspire the next breed of ama-shapeshifters emphakathini yethu? Xhumana nathi enkundleni zethu zokuxhumana. Masibuya, we meet these inspiring people. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
My name is Dia Mtindia. I'm from Zambia.
My name is Roshan Goyal. I'm from India.
I started a project teaching girls about teenage pregnancies.
I use technology to train people in my community to identify food adulteration.
My name is Saoirse Exton. I'm from Ireland. What I did for my Rise project was reimagining ancient Irish myths and rewriting them from a feminist perspective.
My name is Jen Uche. I made a podcast and it centers around superhero kids trying to make an impact in their communities.
I'm Artash. I'm from Toronto and I'm a 2021 Rise winner. From a young age, I've always been passionate about problem solving. I rise to solve global challenges.
You don't need nobody to save you. There's always someone that reigns through. And you might not believe it, but I do. I just want you to see, 'cause you're superhuman.
Join a global community of brilliant minds.
Man, oh man, ayikho into engichazayo njengokubona ulusha lithathe initiative ukuthi as much as sinenkinga emphakathini, we're going to be coming up with solutions as well. Ukwazi ukuthi la eMzansi Afrika siyi-youth sidibane nengqinamba eningi, sikhuluma nge-unemployment, sikhuluma ngenhlupheko kanye nokunye futhi okuningi, kodwa ukube nabantu abasha who've come up to say siphakamise izandla sifuna ukuba part and parcel of ushintsho is very great, and which is also great ukuthi namhlanje phela sikhulumisana and sibambene ngezandla nabaka 100 Rise Global Winners namhlanje kulona uhlelo lokhethelo namhlanje as we bring you these stories ohlelweni. Ake sibone ukuthi mhlambe ngaphambi kokuthi sikhulume nabantu abenza ushintsho emphakathini wangakibo, sibone ukuthi nina nithini ku social media. Ake sithathe a social media post before we introduce my guests. Ku Facebook Shotgun Wali China uthi youngsters don't want to learn, they just want to party. Tiwa #Daily Theta. Tiwa si groove generation ngamanye amazwi. Guys, it's great to have you on the show. Nginomba Lenhle Mashilwane, Original Deputy Secretary, kanye noBoyikutso Dlamini, Provincial RCL member. Bafethu, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Daily Theta.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys. Did we see the post right now on Facebook? Yes. This person says that we just a party generation and we don't like to start things because, you know, we're so lazy. And also Ayanda now says we're not doing enough, we are hopeless, you know. And Shotgun also said youngsters don't want to learn, they just want to party. Do we really only want to party, guys?
Well, I'd like to disagree with that because I think it's about how we prioritize our lifestyle.
Yeah.
So if you prioritize hanging around friends, then this is the kind of perception people would usually have about young people.
Yeah. So, Mbali, mina ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi wena wenzani emphakathini wakho ukuthi ulethe ushintsho.
Okay, ngibonga ukuthi unamhlanje. Basically what we do, especially let me justify the name of courses.
Yeah.
As courses, most of the time we do induction, we go to schools so that we can talk to young kids. Because nowadays we face kids at school whereby they're being introduced to drugs, and we try by all means to say, how do we fix that, or how do we help you guys to overcome that situation of how do you step down from that and see what the future can lead you to. So basically we used to sit as members. We no longer see it as us only. We even include the other people because abantu abadala sebadinga. That's why they all say indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili.
Yeah.
So we need abantu abadala to say some of the situation we are facing, it's because I get it from home. Yeah. So how do we face that situation, or how do we get help as young people? Because now we are facing situations or challenges whereby we are facing substance abuse. We are facing we are facing abuse as young people. We are abused to a point. We find ourselves in those partying. It's not a matter of we don't want to learn. We are forced to be partying for avoiding the dramas or the situation in the house whereby my mom is fighting who, my father is beating who. So we're trying to avoid that by saying, let me get out from the house, because I'm being pressurized to a point I won't find myself where I am.
Yeah, ngiyathanda ukuthi ke ni create a safe space for ulusha to come babe nama activities akhona boyikutso. I think uza kwenu ngapha umbali ukhuluma into ebalekile ke intergenerational assistance ukuthi kube khona abantu abadala kube khona abantu abancane. Mina ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi wena wenzani emphakathini wakho, and how are you receiving help from amalunga womphakathi to bring about change?
So with me, initially I was elected as a provincial RCL council member, which is a council of learners provincially. So we would usually come together and discuss challenges that are faced by the young people within school-going age. And we would come with recommendations for the department, whereby, because we are the people who are on the ground, and we would make recommendations that, we'd like to see certain things change within our school environment in terms of like teachers also being more open to learners. Because you find that in schools, learners would want to go and talk to teachers, but now they have this fear that the teacher that they would usually trust would go and make conversation out of what the learners discuss with them privately. So I think with the RCL council member, RCLs would open up themselves and talk with learners.
Oh, which is also a nice thing, because I think sometimes tiwa youth problems deserve youth solutions. I like that idea. Usiyabonga Mayilula is the gentleman that gave us a very nice poem, Masqala uhlelo namhlanje. Siyami ngifuna ukwazi kuwena ukuthi ke what are you doing ukuthi to bring about ushintsho emphakathini wakho?
I mean, you can't change the community as one person. So for me, it's like, as an Alex, you need to find people who are willing to help. And it's hard because most of them want to smoke drugs. Most of them want to drink, So for me, it's mostly giving respect, showing the type of respect needed to give to other peers, in which, respecting one another, So as I give respect, I know it takes time for some people to give respect back, but then you gain the respect. And respect is important because it actually changes, Because with respect, the youth could actually change. They would learn and respect themselves to not go party.
Yeah, and ngiyazi ke nokuthi uyi radio host ne une show ku radio as umuntu omusha, and isihlezi isitshelwa ukuthi ngaso sonke isikhathi kumele sisebenzise ama platform esisebenza kuwo ukuthi silethe ushintsho emiphakathini, to inspire, to also educate imiphakathi. Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi mhlambe ama topics esikhathini esiningi owathekilayo kwi radio show yakhe, izinto okhuluma ngazo to bring about change yiziphi?
The topics we actually look at mostly the past few weeks, it was teenage pregnancy, peer pressure, mental health, and mostly hygiene. Peer pressure is the main cause of partying, drinking, and all of that. Where you want to fit in which you're not supposed to. And it leads to crime, because now you're gonna steal to wear the same Nike thing your friend is wearing, And teenage pregnancy is mostly of the premature sex, in which the youth doesn't understand premature sex.
And the dangers of that singabantu abasha. Mbali ngifuna ukwazi ke kuwena njoba namhlanje ohlelweni uzwile ukuthi top of the show njoba sipartner ne 100 of course global winners. Sithena sifuna ama solutions singabantu abasha. Ngifuna ukwazi sibuzile ke nokuthi futhi are we doing enough to ensure ukuthi we bring about the next generation of our shapeshifters?
Allow me to say, we might say the government is trying, but it's not trying enough. Because nowadays, we cannot guarantee that we have a youth. While we can go to townships, you see our brothers and sisters smoking every day. They're not coming back at home. They're sleeping with plastic and under bridge and whatsoever. Whenever they come at home, they only steal, and it's a mess. So if maybe the government can give maybe some projects like AMA RCL, like COSAS, like the girls club and the boys club fundings of how do we gather young kids and say, like sort of like in counseling, how do we deal with this situation? How do we, let us talk to you, let us help you.
And have more conversations, which is why we also have 100 Rise Global winners as well. To ensure that they propel Ulusha, to ensure that they reach for the stars. Kusenjalo-ke mbukeli kubaluleke kakhulu ukuthi dawo participate kule nkulumo esinayo einkundleni zethu zokuxhumana. Ngasifonela na ku 011 339 1315. Sitshele ngenkinga zakho, sitshele nokuthi ama solutions oza nawo emphakathini wakho yimaphi. We continue ke uMasibuya as we join some of these shapeshifters ngenkulumo yethu njoba siqhubeka phambili ngale nkulumo ebaluleke kakhulu. Hlala nathi.
Hi, my name is Samson Kofi Adote. I'm the Senior Communications and Outreach Manager at the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences, a partner to the RISE program. So RISE is a program that was established by the Schmidt Futures and Rhodes Trust. It is essentially a program for young people between the ages of 15 to 17. And what the program seeks to do is to identify brilliant, passionate, and community-driven young people who are at the heart of tackling some of the most pressing challenges we have in the world today. And the program, in terms of support, provides mentoring, scholarships, career development, as well as funding for ventures of the winners of this program. The young people who normally become winners in this program are young people who are driven to solve a problem within their community. And it could be a problem, for instance, in climate change. It could be something addressing or a solution towards like addressing the food crisis that we're experiencing in the world today. So essentially, the passion is one of the key things. The age is one of the key things as well. And most importantly, the solution that they are proposing is something that we also look out for. The 15 to 17-year-old age group that we're seeing in the world today are a special group of people. They are very passionate about things, and you can't talk them out of their passion. We have seen a lot of them demonstrate, exemplary leadership, stepping forward to solve some of the most pressing problems in their communities, and age was never a restriction. It gives me a lot of hope to see them sort of take a step forward to want to solve the problems, particularly because a lot of the time the sort of language or speech you hear about or around in the world today is young people are so entitled. They want things fast. They are not patient. They are not interested in solving any problem. They just want to take and take and take, but they don't want to give. But these young people are demonstrating to us that indeed young people can take a step forward and take leadership and solve problems with the necessary support once given.
I think one of my greatest takeouts from lento ekhulunywa ubhuti lapha ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi thina sewulusha sifuna izinto zenzeke khona manje ngesikhathi sethu. I think lento ibizwa sifuna instant gratification ngaso sonke isikhathi, and into esibulalayo kwesinye isikhathi siwulusha la eMzansi. Kungakho namhlanje sithe sabamba izandla nabantu bakwa 100 Rise Global winners ukuthi phela sihlanganyele ukuthi sibone ukuthi singolusha la eMzansi sithola kanjani ama-solutions to inkinga lawo esihlangabezana nazo, as much as we have inkinga lezo, and ikakhulukazi nakumkhakha we-science and technology, ngoba siyazi ukuthi ne-4th industrial revolution phela mbukeli we-Daily Thetha izodlala indima manje esikhathini esiningi. But of course, we're now joined by my guests khona la e-studio. Ngino Michael Oliver, who is the previous Rise winner yango 2021, kanye no Natalie Mbonjani, who is a Rise winner as well, as oba Anati via Zoom shortly. Michael, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Daily Thetha.
Okay, no, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be in this beautiful studio.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Awesome, man. So talk to me about your drive and inspiration. Why did you decide to enter for this particular program?
Oh, I think my reason for applying to Rise was similar to the video that played just previously. It's on passion. It's because of passion. And my passion, I think my passion to help others and to serve others comes from where I came from. So I don't know if you know about the Cape Flats. You should know about the Cape Flats in Cape Town. I grew up in the Cape Flats. I still live in the Cape Flats in Bonteheuwel specifically. And so I grew up in a place where it was like always people like didn't expect much from you. And they were like, no, what can you do? You just come from Bonteheuwel. And I was like, I don't like that. And I don't like the fact that it's so limiting. And I always wanted to do more. So from a young age, I've always tried to do things out of the ordinary. I always say, okay, grades are great, but what more can I do? And so I've done many things, especially in the space of entrepreneurship, because I found a passion for problem solving, for setting up businesses. And that passion, because of that passion, I was like, I want to do more. And so when the Rise came, it was like a no-brainer, because there's yearly support to continue that mission, continue that passion to serve others.
Oh, that's a very inspiring story, brother. And let's bring in Natalie, who joins us on Zoom. Natalie, thank you so much for your time, and you are from Zimbabwe. I want you to, speak to us. I don't know if you heard what Michael has just told us here in studio. He told us a very inspiring story. I want to hear from you as well. How did 100 Rise Global winners actually inspire you to bring about change in your community, and what really inspired you to enter for this particular program?
Thank you for having me here. What inspired me to apply to this program was the community and the support. So when you're under Rise, you're offered support, you're offered mentorship. For example, when we went for our summit, they taught us systems thinking, and we were also taught design thinking. So that support, knowing how to solve certain problems to involve your whole community, and knowing that you have another group of people, like for example, we have 200 global winners, people who can support me in whatever I want to do, people who can offer me advice, especially in areas that I'm not well versed in. For example, like Michael, to do something related to entrepreneurship, I know I can always go to Michael. So it was all about the support that applied, because usually you don't get this support in any community, should I say.
Absolutely, and you guys are such a story of hope, a story of inspiration that you guys, are just shining beacons of hope for many young people across the country and across the African continent itself. So we also decided to touch base. See Daily Thetha no Ruby, who also tells us his story sakhe esibaluleke kakhulu. Take a look.
Me as a person, I change my mind a lot, so I don't know what I'm going to want to do in a few years' time when it comes to solving issues, but right now for me it would be education. I am privileged enough to be in the school that I'm currently in, and I know that without certain opportunities I wouldn't be there right now. So it is a pretty big deal to me to have that form of education. I know that education is incredibly important, because without it we can't get jobs, and without it our standard of living can decline. So I really want to help people around the world. I want to make education more available, and I want to make the tools for education more available. In my opinion, being proactive means to willingly initiate behavior or to produce circumstances that address certain issues before they actually arise. I tried to be proactive through my RISE project. I had taken inspiration from the 2018 drought in Cape Town. I was looking at how people watered their plants with grey water, and I ended up investigating the effect that grey water had on plant growth, soil quality, root growth, and the nutrients in the soil. I wanted to do this because it's going to become an increasing problem worldwide. We are going to have more water wastage, we're going to have more droughts, and people might need to start adopting the behavior of watering their plants with grey water, but we don't want to just kill off all of our plants because we are using something that is really harming them. So I wanted to find a brand or some kind of soap that would actually help the soil. And this is also a project that can address food insecurity because that is becoming a more prominent problem worldwide. If people could reuse their water to grow their own crops, it would mean that it might be a cheaper option for them instead of buying food that may be too expensive due to the efforts of transporting it to that area or another factor. I have just become a RISE winner, so I can't say how much it has changed my life yet, but I can say it feels like there was a weight lifted off of my shoulders. Although the benefits are not necessarily a handout, it is comforting to know that I have the opportunities to apply for support and apply for mentorships, which can help me chase my dreams and reach my full potential. Nearing the end of grade 11, there was this dark cloud that was following me around, basically asking myself, are we going to get into this overseas university? Are we going to be able to get a scholarship? How are we going to afford it? And RISE having so many fantastic opportunities through networking and applying for scholarships through different programs, it's absolutely fantastic. And my perspective has definitely gotten brighter for the future because of this. So thank you so much, RISE, for just making everything so much better.
Oh, wow, man, inspiring. That is so inspiring. Michael, we're still with you in studio. You know, there's this perception that we as young people are more reactive than proactive. And you guys in your communities, you're essentially laying the foundations for change. What does being proactive mean for you as a young person?
Well, I think being proactive is being intentional with everything that you do. And it's also being intentional with the people that you surround yourself with also. Because I think what I really love about RISE is its ability to bring together a group of change makers. Because when you're alone as a change maker, you identify a problem and you really want to solve the problem. You're passionate about solving the problem. But sometimes you feel all alone, and that can be overwhelming, and that can be something that demotivates you. But when you put in a room with a whole lot of other people that are also passionate about creating change, that motivates you and also shows you that it's possible. Because now I'm hearing about Ruby and her project with Greywater. There's another South African, Simone from Cape Town, she was with me, and she created a shoe that generates electricity when you walk. And with us having load shedding problems, that's like, and if you see someone around your age doing something like that, that's like, okay, if she could do that at this age using the lessons that she learned in class about electric circuits, and if she could think about that, maybe I can also put in time to do something. So surrounding yourself with people that are that passionate, people that are thinking outside of the box, motivates you because like, I can also do that, and I also want to do that. And that is what it means to be proactive. Because if you really want to see change, look for other people that want to see change, and they'll inspire you to actually make that change happen.
Yeah, and it's sort of like a domino effect. If you're all active, then something great comes out of it. Mbukele we-Daily Theta, siqhubekela phambili ngale nkulumo uMasibuya ohlelweni as we continue to have le nkulumo ezibaluleke kakhulu. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
RISE is not an award for academic achievement, neither is it a handout for a lifetime. It is a bet on the potential of young people. And the magic of RISE resides in the community, the network that is created as a result of the program, and how young people from all over the world, regardless of their race, ethnicity, and color, come together to tackle the world's most pressing problems. The application process is extremely simple, very, very simple. One, if you'd want to apply, you visit our website, www.risefortheworld.org. And once you visit our website, you can look for the apply button, sign up, and our process is the application process is very simple. We ask you a series of questions, and you have the options of either completing those responses with text or with a video. So, for instance, if you've identified a social problem that you're working on and you can demonstrate impact, all you need to do is to go onto our website, fill in the form, put in your answers, and then you move on to the next stage once applications are closed. We're currently accepting applications until the January 25th, and so it's never too late to apply. The most important thing is that you're able to apply, and if you are at home and you don't have a mobile device of your own, you can speak to your parents, tell them about this very interesting program that we're talking about, and ask for their permission to use their devices, or a brother or a sister, and we're always willing to help. And so the good thing about our application process is once you apply, you can easily be put in touch with a partner, and that partner could provide you with any support that you need. And so this is where I would say, when you're applying, please make sure you select AIMS, which is the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences, so that we can provide you support right here in Africa without you worrying about what to do, and we can easily answer your questions.
All right, siphinde sinibingelela sinamukele nisahlezi nathi khona la ku Daily Theta siqhubekela phambili ngeinkulumo ezibalekile in this special edition of uhlelo la sithe khona join hands kanye nabaka 100 Rise Global Winners namhlanje ukukhulumisana nabantu abasha sibuze ukuthi what change are they making emphakathini yangakibo to all the problems lezi sizibonayo khona la eMzansi Africa. And we still have Michael kanye no Natalie who's with us on Zoom. So Michael, I need to just tell us about your project that you thought is going to be the one to bring about change, because I know it's got something to do with the economy.
Okay, so we live in South Africa, and in South Africa we've reached, I think, when it comes to in terms of equality, we have political equality, but we don't have economic equality. And so when it comes to economic equality, there's not enough opportunities out there. We speak about employment. Youth unemployment is at really, really high, record levels across the globe. And so I asked myself, how can I do something about that? That is a problem that I see in my community. It's a problem that I've seen in South Africa and even the world. And what can I do? And what can I use that I'm passionate about? So I'm very passionate about problem solving. I'm very passionate about entrepreneurship. And so I was like, how can I use that passion to create change? So my RISE project was focused on entrepreneurship education for the youth. And before RISE, I already started doing this with teenagers on high school. I started an entrepreneurship club at my school. I created a YouTube channel focused on entrepreneurship, and I created an online community and a podcast also that was focused on basically emphasizing that entrepreneurship is possible for young people. But RISE asked us to push, to challenge ourselves. And I was like, how can I challenge myself through the RISE application? And so I challenged myself by, can I go younger? And instead of telling these people, you need to become an entrepreneur and this is how you go about doing it, I was like, how can I plant an entrepreneurial mindset in the mind of someone as young as 9 to 13 years old? And so I did a 2-week workshop in my previous primary school, and it's in a low-income community, and a lot of these people do face economic challenges where their parents are unemployed, where they're living with single parents. And I was like, if I can help these people to develop an entrepreneurial mindset, that mindset is going to basically be instilled in them when they are older, and you might see 2, 3, or maybe many of them starting their own businesses that will create economic opportunity. So it was all about developing an entrepreneurial mindset from as young as the age of 9 to 13.
Man, oh man, you guys are so inspiring at this time, Michael. And of course, we need to take a quick break. Umasbuya, we're going to also touch base on Natalie Banzi, your project. Yeah, kids, do stay with us. Umasbuya, Konela, good Daily Theta. You don't want to miss it. I guess siphinde sinibingelele sinamukele nisahlezi nathi khona la ku Daily Theta kulo hlelo lokhethelo la khona sithe join hands nabakwa 100 Rise Global Winners namhlanje lapho khona esithi as much as sinama problems simiphakathi, we're not going to wait for a government to come up with solutions. Siulusha, we're going to take the initiative to say sifuna uchinge emphakathini yethu, and assistant Natalie kanye no Michael as well, who are still with us khona la. And of course Natalie, I'm going to come back to you. I think Michael spoke to us about his project earlier and how he plans on bringing about change using his particular project. Talk to us about your project.
So I'm passionate about the health. I'm passionate about health of people. So I focused mainly on neurological disorders. So after discovering about neurological disorders, I ventured into headaches. Usually in my community, you just hear that, oh, he had a headache, and then after that he passed on, oh, he had a headache, and it was just something minor, and then after that he then had to get admitted. So I asked myself, what is it about these headaches that is so common and makes it so dangerous? And so my project was mainly on discovering about headaches. And then after that, I let people know about the different types of headaches, what a minor headache can mean, that either you're dehydrated, either you're taking too much medication, or you actually have a serious brain disorder, should I say, that is affecting you. And so after letting people know, I know that in my community, it's quite difficult to get medical help and to get the drugs that are necessary to maintain your health at a normal range. And so I came up with the natural exercises and natural methods to get rid of headaches. So I came up with an exercise group, that same group we used to do exercises. So there's a group of people that actually have headaches here and there. So we came up with exercises, we drafted a better diet plan for them. We also took time to talk about headaches, what they mean, how they can improve their sleep, because it's also proven that if you don't sleep, if you don't have sufficient sleep, you're prone to getting headaches. So we came up with a lot of things that they can try so that they don't get these headaches, and a lot of symptoms that they can use to diagnose that if I'm getting this, then it probably means that I'm suffering from a certain thing. And then after that, I took it a step further, and then I came up with small little flyers. So whenever I'd move around, I'd be moving around with flyers that had types of headaches and maybe a few ways that people can get rid of headaches. So as I go to school or as I just move up and down, I hand out flyers to people so that people just know that if this is happening, then it means that. And then on top of that, when I was applying for my RISE project, I went to a certain clinic because I know a lot of people come to the clinic and they'll be complaining about certain stuff. So I took it as a chance that if people do come, there's a chance that I might get someone who's suffering from a headache disorder, and then I'll just hand out flyers. And yeah, so that was basically what my RISE project was about.
Oh, wow, that is so inspiring. Talk about just making life easy for members of the community. So, Michael, your project saw you come out tops for the year 2021, right? I want to know how this win changed your life in particular. And also, I want to know how do you plan on making sure that the legacy of your project moves forward even after, you're out of that age bracket of RISE and the people that it assists?
Okay, so I think, this question I need to think about. Can you just repeat it?
I just wanted to know, how did the win change your life?
Okay, so I think how RISE really changed my life is, first of all, the networks that I've created through RISE. Because my project, the scope definitely got bigger because I got to interact with more people that are interested in similar things and different things. And engaging with them helped me understand that better. So I think that changed my life a lot because I got a more global perspective. And then I think secondly, it's also what RISE actually does. So RISE, when you become a RISE winner, the first thing that you do is something called the design thinking course. And this teaches you how to go about solving problems by including the people you're solving the problem for. And it takes you through this 5-step plan that is very human-centered focus. So you're actually working with the person that you're trying to solve the problem for instead of you just coming up with a solution, looking at it from the outside. Then secondly, once you also a RISE winner, you also learn about systems thinking. And systems thinking is it's kind of complex, but they really make it simple for you. And to understand it from this age, it helps you see that problems are never as simple as they seem on surface level. And if you break them down, there's always a root cause of a problem. And so sometimes, because we don't know those root causes, yes, we are passionate, but we're actually solving the wrong problem. So I think that it makes me more intentional and much more strategic as I go about solving this big problem. And then how I plan to make use of this further on in the future in my life is I plan to utilize the networks that I have built through RISE. So I have networks now in over 60 countries, over 60 countries.
What?
In 6 different continents. And these people are skilled in different areas. These people know about NFTs, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. There are people like Natalie that specialize in medicine. There are people that specialize in different areas, literature. And so because it's so diverse, you have people in so many different backgrounds that are so knowledgeable. You don't need to have all that knowledge because you have all of those people that can support you. And so I definitely plan on continuing my mission to create economic opportunity, not just for young people in South Africa, but old people as well, but focusing on the youth, because they're the ones that are going to create the change for those future generations within this country and within the world.
That's awesome. That's
I plan to use the resources like mentorship, scholarships to continue my studies and make sure that I'm solving the right problems.
Yes, for the right people indeed. And thank you so much. And of course, Mbogele with Daily Theta, don't get left behind. Rise are still taking their applications until January 2023. So ungasali ke nawe ngoba phela uyayifuna ke phela nawe ileke up to ensure ukuthi uyakwazi nawe ukureacha for amaphupho wakho January 25th 2023. Sibonge kakhulu ke nokuthi nixhumane nathi enkundleni zethu zokuxhumana namhlanje. You know, today's show was so inspiring, Bukele with Daily Theta, ukubona ukuthi as much as we have problems, khona abantu abasha la eMzansi Afrika bathi we coming with solutions. Thank you so much for joining us ohlelweni namhlanje. Till next time, ngumxolisi wako Masango, nisale kahle.